Cứ hăng có ý cứ mong mình cả cứ nè thế gì cứ tới chuyện nọ thế gì cứ nè thế gì lời tua lo tế tua. The Hmong people come from Southeast Asia. Originally, history states that they have come from China, and then they immigrated from there throughout Southeast Asia. The Hmong Americans living in the United States are basically from Laos. During the Vietnam War, they fought as the secret CIA, assisting the U.S. against the communist regime in Vietnam. And those Hmong that fought in the war were recruited from Laos. And after we lost the war, they became refugees and were able to come to the United States. Cứ bây giờ mong chị do nên chỉ muốn tới chơi nhau thì my family, well, my dad came in about 1978, and my mom came probably a few years after that. And they came separately; they were not married then. So they each have their own story too. My dad was an orphan, or in the Hmong definition, orphan, meaning that you lost your father. Even if you still have your mother, you are still an orphan. And he didn't, and because you lose your father, you don't have relatives to take care of you or a clan to support you. Because your mom had become a part of your father's family. Anyway, so he was an orphan, and my mom his mom remarried to another man, and was able to come with a few of those cousins to the United States. He crossed over the Mekong River, escaping bullets and all that stuff, and crossed over to Thailand, and was able to find refuge at the refugee camp in Thailand. We are very proud of our culture. Our parents raised us to be proud of our culture, to try to sustain it, to try to keep on the traditions. And I think it's a huge responsibility that we have on our shoulders that we want to carry on. In some countries, they are persecuted. And even if in a specific country, in certain regions, because like their theories now are that there are rebel troops in the forests of or the jungles of
Death is interactive, don't it make you feel relative? Children feeling negative, repetitive, survivor mode, spirits from the old, neglected perspective grows if we let it. The mind stays infected, so memories suppress it.
Hmong people are the forgotten allies of America, for the reason that they helped the American military, America's military fight in the Vietnam War against communist North Vietnam. There are still tons of Hmong people on Laos and Thailand right now. Out in Thailand are Hmong people in the refugee camps, which has limited space right now, and therefore they can't accept any more Hmong people who are actually still running in the jungles of Vietnam and Laos from, from Vietnam soldiers who are trying to hunt them down. Where a lot of Hmong people are going through in Laos and in a good part of the Southeast Asia right now is genocide that's going on with the Hmong people that are still running away from the Vietnam soldiers. And America is partially at fault because not a lot of actions are being taken right now in America to help out the situation, to help ease, to alleviate the situation. With the Hmong community in mainly in the Twin Cities now, that's where we have a huge population of Hmong people, and so there are some actions being taken. There's small Hmong groups back home that are beginning to form now, posing this issue and trying to write to the government and trying to take actions to take care of it. So we can only hope for the best. There's a variety of groups in the cities that have been trying to help out the situation, but there's been groups that have been trying to write to the government. There's bands, there's rap bands and rock bands that are forming or that have formed, and they have written songs about the issue in hoping that it'll raise awareness to the Hmong community and just the community overall.
I play forever my role, spit from the soul. We live in peace in America. In Laos they live in holes. Cops patrol our streets, militants patrol their jungles. Families losing parents, aunties and uncles, searching food from plant roots and barks and trees, while the loud government feeds them chemical disease. If anything in this world can be considered a hell, the location is the jungles of Laos where Hmong dwell. Freedom rings a bell in America. We stare at bright stars and stripes, and Christmas makes us merrier. The pain is deep and opium helps them cope. Reality's a bitch, but they still got hope that one day education enters us and we can start a movement to free them out the handcuffs. It's time to stand up. We as Americans fight for justice, assistance, no more resistance. It's genocide overseas like Jews and Nazis. Write letters to Congress, send pics to paparazzi. Do whatever it takes for the sake of humanity. Let's unite as one and resolve this tragedy.
These people have been a secret. You will be a secret no more.